What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. My name is Chris, as always with me.
Liam.
And today we are discussing the season finale of season 3 of one of our favorite shows, The Wheel of Time on Prime. Now, if you're just tuning in for the first time, I just want to be really clear. We have not read the books up to date. We are truly watching the show, getting to experiencing it for the first time. So if you're tuning in for the first time, please do not spoil what's to come. We are totally cool with you guys letting us know what's happened in the books up to now and maybe what they've missed in the show, comparisons, all of that. It's totally cool. Been appreciating you guys doing that. But I just want to be really clear. We want to experience it for the first time. So please do not spoil it in the comments. But if you like Wheel of Time and other fantasy-based films, you're in the right place to have a discussion about them. So hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell. We have tons of videos, at least 3 a week that we drop, and actually tons of playlists that we talk about towards the end, so you can check those out too. But without further ado, if you just want early access, more access, and all that, you can actually check out our Patreon description down below. But this was a great episode, and I'm excited to dive in. Let's do this thing.
Yeah, so where should we start? Should we start at the beginning?
It's usually a good place.
Okay, because I just want to talk about Suan. I really do.
So let's dive right into Suan, man. What an epic scene.
Holy fuck.
What an epic scene. And you mentioned to me maybe an episode or two ago that is Suan and Morin linked? Are they bonded? And I said, no, that's a warder thing. Like, that's strictly a warder thing. I have a feeling I was wrong. Based on her immediately feeling and knowing Suan was no longer with us, I think they were bonded. Let me know. Can Aes Sedai bond with each other? Is that something new for the show? Is this something I just missed? Let us know down in the comments below. Because that was very clearly the same exact reaction a warder has when their Aes Sedai gets hit. So I was just like, Liam was right. She is bonded to her.
So the way I see it is it's just a spell.
Oh, so it's just a piece of magic that they can use.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I think of as, because she's like, oh, I went and unlocked it, or oh, I turned it back on. And you hear it all the time from the one that lost one of their warders.
Yeah.
She did the same thing. She turned it on and off whenever she wanted. So I figured, why would that be different? Because there's nothing truly special about the warder, right? Like magical ability.
No, they're just really good fighters, yeah.
So why wouldn't it be even stronger if 2 casters could do it?
Yeah, makes sense. We had never seen it before, so I didn't think that was the thing they did.
I don't know. That's where my mind went.
Also, Suan and Moiraine's relationship is unique inside of what we've seen inside of the kind of like the White Tower and that whole society of like magic using women, is that none of them are in a relationship other than those 2, right? They don't have husbands, they don't have children, they are dedicated to what they do. So that might be also, they might have broke the rules and bonded each other instead of like, it's something that they actually do.
Well, it seemed like they broke the rules anyway. She wasn't supposed to have anyone.
Yeah.
So
I definitely did.
Yeah, they were kind of pissed off about that fact when she said it.
Yeah. So that whole scene was interesting to me. And one thing that was in the back of my mind the whole time, especially after we saw what happened with Matt, which we'll dive into in a minute, Elayne, the one that takes over as the Amyrlin Seat, she goes in through the same arch that Matt does, which means that same fox demon looking thing gave her the same 3 wishes.
Yes.
One of her wishes was to become the Amyrlin Seat, but there's always a price to pay. And what were her other 2 wishes? And so I was just waiting for the other foot to drop while she was sitting there. I thought maybe she was going to get the seat for like a minute and then lose it again. But obviously we saw that was not the case. Suan, although that speech was absolutely epic, I had my freaking goosebumps on my arms. I am the river, like that. Whoa, like just freaking awesome. Or daughter of the river, I am water. Like, I defy you. Like, damn, that was so good. But then they're just like, hey, we already cast our verdict, and off with her head. So crazy.
The visuals on that were beautiful.
Yeah.
It was really disturbing, but it was so cool to see like the magical essence leave the body. And I had a realization at that moment that to me, it feels like when they're pulling the strands out, it's like the magic that was flowing through the central nervous system, like the web through the body.
Yeah.
Right. So that's what I kind of saw it as after that point. I don't know why, but That's where my mind went with.
It makes it, I mean, I like that because it makes a good connection, because they do say, like, when someone has their magic removed, right? So it's like they're numb. They can't feel anymore. It's like they've lost a part of themselves, which makes sense if you lose your nervous system. If you lose nerves, you can't feel, right? So that makes sense. That's interesting, yeah.
The other piece I really want to talk about is Rand and Lanfear.
Yeah.
That whole dream sequence. I was not expecting all of them to be outside waiting.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, hell yeah. Rand's like so sure. He's like, all right, she's too impatient. She'll be here, she'll be here, she'll be here.
Yeah.
And oh, she went out in a fury too. Holy shit. He pissed her
Hell hath no
off.
fury, right? Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. And the one thing she wants more than anything is the dragon, right? The dragon reborn. Loose Theron, not exactly Rand, but she wants the person she fell in love with who betrayed her in the first place to actually love her again, like be with him. But ultimately had her worst nightmare come true. And Rand basically does exactly what Loose Theron did and was like, you're petty, I don't want you. And so she is literally living in her ultimate nightmare right now. And so she just goes full on vengeful ex-girlfriend. And yeah, Rand was a little overconfident. He came in. I love the speech. He definitely called her on her shit. Was like, I know exactly who you are, what you've done. You're petty. I don't want anything to do with you. All you want is power. And she was kind of right, though, in one aspect. Like, he only sees things in black and white. Like, she can only have love or power. I think her character is a bit more complex, a bit more gray than that, right? That's why you can see remnants of like care and love and humanity inside of her. I think she was being completely honest with him when she was saying, I want more than that. I want to be powerful, but I also want to have the love of my life. I want to have both.
We talked about her Lanfear before when she was open Dark One, and I said she was chasing power.
Yeah.
And that solidified that I was right about that too.
Yeah.
I was like, yes, I knew it. I knew I was good at reading her.
Yeah. Initially, I was under the assumption that she was doing it for like the greater good.
Those two don't have to be mutually exclusive.
I think it may have started off with good intentions, but when she realized what power she had, and she even says it in this episode, I took the Dark Oaths because the other option was death. So I think maybe she did start off with better intentions than where she ended up. But ultimately, like we've talked about in actually other series, like Handmaid's Tale, it's like, sometimes people's decisions are truly just based on self-preservation.
You keep calling it Handmaiden.
Whatever, Handmaid's Tale.
We did the same thing with
I was going to say, we've called Mayfair witches, welfare witches forever. Like
Wayfair witches.
You keep making me think that Bean's name is like all these other different things, and I'm like calling her all these different things now. So it's like
Moghedien, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, it's fun. We don't pretend to be perfect.
Yeah, so go back to Matt.
Yeah. So one thing that I thought was really awesome is that Perrin got his whole episode to shine this season. And one thing I've really been upset about more than anything is that Matt's always just been a background character. He's had some huge moments. Like he blew the horn.
Yep.
He went through this arch and dealt with a fox demon we've never heard of or met until this episode. And now
I didn't even know those creatures existed.
And so, like, there's all these things going on with Matt, but they're like these afterthoughts or these blips or these like quick, like little, like 2-second things. And then we like arc right over it and go into the next story. And it's just like, give us more Matt for a minute, please. Like, give us a full episode where we get to see like what's really going on with him. He was dealing with madness in his head. He was dealing with all the champions and all the wars. And we didn't get to really see that. All we got to see is, all the screaming's gone. It's like, what?
Could you imagine, as veterans with PTSD, could you imagine having PTSD from like all those other wars combined into one?
That would be, so
you'd be curled up in a fucking corner.
Yeah, it would be impossible. That, or you'd be so hardened to it that you'd be almost emotionless, right? You wouldn't be like, because to be able to feel would allow that back in, and to be able to operate in a world where you have to keep moving forward, right? So I keep thinking of a world like where the flashing of Wolverine Origins. I know there's lots of controversy around that movie, but the opening scene where him and Sabretooth are like going through the wars. Another example is Immortal from Invincible series, where he like lived through every war. Eventually that breaks your mind, right? Well, Wolverine never really breaks him. He just kind of he gets broken in other ways. But like Immortal is a good example. After thousands of years of trying to like deal with watching everyone die, having to go to wars, dealing with trauma, your mind fractures, right? And so, same thing.
Yeah, and that doesn't show up in him at all because he is kind of ruled by his emotions.
Yeah.
So I didn't see the Nynaeve thing. But you mentioned that there was a spear.
Yeah.
And that spear, I didn't realize was important.
So Matt's a really interesting character to me. So obviously sleuth around the internet a little bit to figure out like what's going on with a lot of these characters behind the scenes. I try to without spoiling it for myself. Sometimes I touch on things that I'm like, oh damn it, I wish I didn't see that. But with Matt, he has a gift, right? He's naturally a lucky person. Like it's built into him. So he's like really lucky. That's a part of him. But he also he got combat prowess from the Horn, which I'm pretty sure he just lost when he lost the voices in his head. But he also gets a freaking super powerful mythical spear. Like, not, I don't know if it's mythical, but like a super powerful spear that he gets to use. And he just got it from that fox. And we didn't even it was just on the wall, boom, stuck there, hanging from it. That's it. That's all you see. And then when you cut to him on the boat, he's not even holding it. So I'm just I'm interested to see, are they just going to cut that out of his whole story? Are they really going to just make him a background character and not even do that now? I want more Matt and more of what Matt can do and what Matt brings to the story. And I feel like this was another great example of where Matt's now supposed to have this really powerful weapon and we barely see it. It's a glimpse if you catch it.
I didn't even catch it.
Yeah.
I had to hear about it after.
Yeah. So that part's frustrating with the whole Matt part. But other than that, I think that the story itself, what they did with Nynaeve and her unlocking her fucking power finally and pulling a full-on Moses and parting the sea.
I got chills just it brought me back to that scene, and I got chills throughout my whole body from that. I was like, oh my God, this girl, yes, let's go.
It was interesting because she used the memory of so she goes through the arches, right, earlier in the last season, goes through a whole life with Lon as her husband, right, and has a kid, and it's that kid talking to her when she's underwater that ultimately allows her to break that bond, break through and actually start becoming a channeler again. I thought that was chills for sure.
That was wild. She literally parted the sea.
Yeah. You see a little smirk on her face when she was done? She was like, oh shit, I did that. Yeah.
I love when the actors and actresses can include that kind of stuff too. It was such awe-inspiring. But we got to, what's that Red Aes Sedai again? The evil one? Liandrin. Yeah. She went full fuck all emotions anymore type stuff, but she's still barely holding on because she could have killed her easily there.
Yeah. I don't know. So I think she's gone, right? She's full dark side now. So
there's a tiny bit left in her, I think. That's good. And hell, she even says no matter how far in the shadows is, you can always come back to the light or something like that.
And then she calls her out for trying to save her. Yeah. Are you trying to save me? Yeah. I mean, she's full chosen in to become one of the one of the chosen. She wants to be a full, one of the Forsaken, one of the 13, or be the 14th, right? Well, I guess not 13 because Samael's dead, but we'll get to that. So basically, she kills every other Black Aes Sedai she's with, even though they think she can trust her. She kills them and goes on to go find the thing by herself. And so, the one chick with the loop hair, she's only knocked out right now, unless they threw her through the arch or something later. That's the one thing too that so in that whole scene, Matt gets that spear, and I'm sure a lot of other things get resolved and we don't get to see any of it
or even know to look for it.
Right. So again, going back to that, but I don't want to harp on it. So, ultimately Liandrin gets everything she wants, but
she makes the deal with the Forsaken.
Moghedien, yeah. She comes in and she reveals herself to be a true Forsaken, although I think Liandrin
not
knew...
that one. The other one, I thought. Which one? the one that whispers, and she's like, she made a deal with him, I thought. Am I misremembering?
The one who whispers.
Yeah, that's with the princess. Like, oh, I've been with you guys forever. This sweet talker.
She made a deal with him?
I thought she did.
Moghedien did. So the two Forsaken were supposed to be working together.
Okay.
Because that was that like hidden meeting that Lanfear, Samael, and I think it's Rashad? I forget the other Forsaken's name. It starts with an R. Let us know down in the comments. You guys are great about filling us in with that stuff. They meet up, and Lanfear calls him out for having like this like basically working behind the scenes. And then when they leave, Moghedien comes in, and they basically admit that he is working with her, not with everybody else, and that they are going to try to like overthrow the rest of them. But then when Lanfear in her freaking dope ass costume, I thought that was awesome looking, shows up with.
Kind of hated it.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, I thought it was cool. I thought like
There's like Lilith vibes.
it was really embracing darkness, which I thought was like really cool to see, compared to like she was kind of feigning more of a, I don't know, like Trinity from the Matrix kind of vibe before, like for Rand. Now she went like full like Death Queen. It was kind of cool. But when they go in there and they see Samael and they see basically Moghedien's work, where she like weaved his blood into spider webs and pulled them apart. Which,
So is he actually dead now? Because we thought he was supposed to be dead last time.
they're immortal.
Yeah.
The Forsaken or gifted immortality. So even Moghedien says, I'm going to try and kill you. I want to find a way to do it. And so
Did she succeed?
right now he's in pieces. So unless someone else like weaves them back together,
He's just stuck
I
in
think
that
he's
pain.
stuck like that. Yeah. But I don't know. Like, it looked like she officially killed him. Like, let us know down in the comments. Is Samael dead? Or is he just stuck? Like, you know, if you take an immortal and cut him in a million pieces, it takes putting those pieces back together to make him again, right? And so I'm interested to see. But he looked, I mean, whatever happened, what a cool visual to see, just her spider-like tendencies and how she like weaved all of that into like this thing. That was cool.
It was definitely Hellraiser feeling.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. The two dragons.
Well, before we jump ahead, I want to talk about one more thing back in Tanjiko, because one, Endrin gets away with all three pieces to collar Rand, but then loses one of them to Moghedien, but now is working with Moghedien, kind of very loosely working together. So while all that's happening, though, we had something that was happening.
Oh, it was her. It was Moghedien and Leanne that I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Okay.
At the same time, we had Thom and Elaine kind of running around together looking for stuff as well.
Almost forgot that.
And I want to touch on that because off camera we were talking about it a little bit, and I think I want to get the audience's opinion on it as well, because I think we're on to something here. Liam and I were chatting, and we believe that based on the conversations and just the way Tom's been acting with Elaine, yeah, he needed to meet up with her because he's the reason that she now knows is a Forsaken in infiltrating her family, right? That absolutely needed to happen. But the way Thom protects her and talks to her and acts around her, and the fact that the queen doesn't have a king and never had a consort that Thom knew of, I think Thom had a relationship, or at least a fling, with the queen, and Elaine's his daughter.
Yep. Off camera, I've already said, yeah,
Let us know if you
I
guys
was going
agree
that
with
way
us.
too.
Yeah.
I felt like that was shoved in our faces.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that's what's going on there. But anyway, we can jump ahead now, because I just want to touch on that before we left Tanjiko.
The Aiel.
Yes.
They all march to this big sacred place where all the tribes are meeting up, kind of thing, and fucking Lanfear.
Spiteful.
That bitch.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's like, I'll make you. And she just touches him and gives him the old dragons.
So it gives them magic tattoos.
But that's all they are. Because he doesn't have the memories, right?
He never actually went through.
Yeah,
So he doesn't know the things that Rand knows. He doesn't have the power that Rand has.
but Lanfear should know that stuff and be able to account for it, wouldn't you think?
So Lanfear is just throwing rocks at Rand, right? I don't think her goal is to kill him or
Gorn.
she wants to kill Morin, which we'll get to. She definitely tried to do that. But I think her goal with Rand is just make his life so miserable he needs her. I think that's where she's going.
So in that scene area, Lanfear was saying something along the lines of someone else. I can't remember who at the moment, but she was saying like, look, I'm tired of it. I'm done. I'm breaking the cycle. I don't want to deal with this ever again. So I
feel
thought,
it was?
Yeah. That's why I thought that she wanted to completely kill him.
Huh.
She wanted to wipe him, kind of like the Hellfire thing. And what looks like takes their soul out of the weave.
Yeah. That's controversial, that whole topic.
Why?
Because there is nothing in the actual canon that allows you to pull someone's soul from the wheel. It's impossible. The show has created what we are calling higher stakes at this point. So if someone were to break their dark oaths or get hit with this new weapon, apparently it removes you from the wheel, like removes you from time, just wipes you. But
that's what happened to the Aiel chick with Lan.
right, the other one got hit with Bellfire or whatever it's called. It's like a
Hellfire, I thought.
It's a bee. It's a bee.
It's Bellfire? Okay. Maybe my mind just linked it to Hellfire.
Yeah. I mean, that purple stuff that she shot?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not Hellfire. It's something else. It's some of the bee. Let us know down in the comments below. So anyway, the Bellfire or we'll call it whatever you want to call it now. You're going to mess my whole head up. It was a really cool effect because what it did was it like rewound time and like pulled her soul out. Like it like backed her up to where she was, fixed the ceiling. Like it did some pretty crazy stuff when she used it. And she used it like that, where you notice how a fully trained Aes Sedai struggled to use it. And I think that's also hinting towards, see,
her power level.
There's gifts. These like each of these people have like a unique gift, and it's much more accented and highlighted and talked about in the book or books.
Like Egwene with the dagger.
Talking about Egwene with Rand.
Yes.
Okay, because
doesn't she have the dagger?
She has a dagger.
Yeah.
Yeah. Her big thing this season was her ability to pick up dream walking like that.
Yeah.
Like she was able to just like master dream walking in like an episode.
She was gifted the dagger though.
I'm drawing a blank on that. When was that?
I think it's after they met up with the Aiel and she started to work with them and learn about the dream walking.
So one of the wise ones gives her a dagger?
I don't recall which one gave her a dagger, but I'm pretty sure she was given a dagger.
Interesting.
As a gift.
So Wheel of Time is such a great series, and I love watching it in real time and reviewing it with you, but I will rewatch the entire season in like a binge watch to like really soak more of it in.
It's so much easier to digest everything in the story when you can keep it back to back. Like, honestly, it would take so much more time, but to truly get the most out of talking about this, I feel like missed opportunity would have been to watch episode 1, do a review of episode 1, watch when episode 2 comes out, watch episode 1 and then 2 again.
Yeah.
Then 1, 2, and 3, and so on and so forth. And that would have maybe kept it more fresh in the mind, and maybe we picked up a little bit more. But God, that's a lot of extra steps.
Yeah, I don't know. Or maybe Amazon just needs to hook us up with some early releases so we can watch the whole season and then watch it again as we review it so we can have more details. What do you think, Amazon? We're over 30,000 subscribers.
The ginger beard dude, I went and reached out to him this morning too.
Oh, nice. Yeah, he's on the road to 50,000.
46,000.
Yeah, he's on the road at 50,000.
Congrats.
Heck yeah. I know that's no small feat. We've been working at it ourselves. But anyway, back to the show. I think that moving forward, if they can start accenting more of like Elayne and Matt and showing more of their gifts, Perrin, right? He has this crazy Wolf Brothers stuff going on, and we barely get to see, like, he goes, and like, that's it. Like, we get to see he can smell some stuff. Although him smelling Hadden Fane's fear and that whole scene was epic. That fight was great. So I'm, again, super happy Perrin got an episode to shine.
Disappointed he didn't show up again.
You won't see him again until after his trial, or at his trial is my guess, because he's going to trial with the White Cloaks.
Yeah, I thought they'd at least give a cliffhanger around that instead of the one we got. Yeah. But anyway, let's go back to the Aiel.
Yeah.
And the one chick who died because she broke her oath and said that she wasn't going to kill Lan.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So she got erased from the weave is what you were saying.
So, according to the show, she is officially removed from time.
Okay. That's what I was asking about. That's why I went right back there after you were talking about the staff thing.
Yeah. So the show has put it into the universe that a person can be removed from the wheel. Like their essence can be removed from time completely.
And now multiple different ways.
Apparently, yeah. Which obviously raises the stakes, which I think is why the show's doing it, for someone like Lanfear, who ultimately wants to get out from under the control of her dark oaths. But if she breaks one, even being as powerful and immortal as she is, she gets wiped from time. And so that adds huge stakes.
Yeah, and makes way more sense on why they wouldn't just have her and Rand to like break those bonds real quick.
Yeah.
Maybe Rand could be the only one to truly break that because of his power. I don't know. Because he is the hero of the weave, apparently.
He is the most powerful channeler other than Nynaeve. And the problem, though, is that the more he uses it, the more mad he goes. Did you notice he's starting to see things?
Which?
Remember when he's standing there in the season finale, he's standing there just in the desert, waiting, looking outside the tent, and he sees like the figure in the horizon.
I didn't know it was a hallucination.
He's starting to see things.
Okay.
Well, he's starting to see so when you start to go mad, what it really means is that like the previous, like you start to hear voices in your head of the previous people, like
Echoes.
right. But like, so what's going to happen is like previous dragons are going to start to talk to him. That's when you meet the dragon reborn in season 1, the guy that is not the real dragon, right? They end up like pulling all the magic out of him. I can't think of the word for when they take someone's magic right now. It keeps slipping my mind. Let us know in the comments. There's a word for it when they take your magic away. Anyway, when they're talking to him, you can hear the whispers and the different voices, and you can see the people. Yeah, that's what's eventually happens to male channelers. Like they start to hear the voices of previous channelers, of ancestors, for him, who's Theron.
Is it really a bad thing though if they can learn to control it? Because to me, it feels like just the walls of the previous lives are just breaking down and having crosstalk. Yeah,
the problem is when the Dark One cursed the Saidar. I think the Saidar is for women, and then the other one's for men. And so when he cursed it, it was pretty much like, if you use this, you will go mad. There is no like, you're strong enough to control it. Like there is none of that.
Okay. And back to Rand and the other Aiel with the fake dragons.
The fake dragon, yeah.
I don't know why I keep looking at my arms when I say that.
Tattoos too? I don't know.
The dragon, geckos, close enough.
Do you have a dragon? Mine's on my back. I have my dragon looks like your dragon. They're both Asian style dragons, yeah. Anyway.
I got that from my bitter old grandma.
Nice.
Died, yeah.
Yeah, so Rand steps fully into the prophecy for the Aiel in this episode, which I thought was cool. You know, he has to destroy them in order to rebuild them.
I was right about that too.
And the destruction is not necessarily bloodshed, it's a destruction of their beliefs.
Yep.
Because he had to go in and...
Oh, no, I'm sorry. You were right about that.
Thank you. Anyway, the dragon, the guy who is their leader, that he like backs Rand and brings him in, the guy with the one dragon on his arm, I can't think of his name at the moment. He basically is like, Rand, don't do this. They can't handle it. It will destroy them. And then I'm like, oh, well, that's exactly what he's supposed to do.
Yeah.
And then a couple minutes later, he's just like, you may think you're the Karakaran, but you do not have the memories, or whatever he says to him. And then he goes out and like, basically lets them know who they really are, and then pulls in the storm.
That was so cool.
Yeah.
I was expecting the grass to be the sand to turn to grass and stuff like that and be way more magical, but this was still really freaking cool.
Yeah.
It was a full-on storm of growth and healing.
And it was pretty cool way to tie the end of the episode together, because as we were flashing to the different stories that are happening, every single one of them was coming into the storm, not just in the waste.
Yeah. It was everywhere.
He's in the Aiel Waste doing this, but no matter where we were in the world,
you could see it.
His storm was coming, and he was power, man.
So right before he did that, I thought he was talking about literally just killing half those people.
Well, I mean, unless he does do something, it looks like they will fight each other, right? Because pretty clearly divided into like two warring factions. Like,
Yeah, but that's before the storm came up. That I thought the storm was what unified them, and then everyone else who turned their back on them is now who he kills. But before the storm part, I thought he was just going to wipe out the other half of the tribe. Like, sorry, you guys are ignorant and have bad information, but it's the prophecy. I thought that's where he was going with that.
I think that was intentional, right? Because the
Intentional misdirect?
yeah,
Okay.
because they wanted us to. They never want us to ever truly know where Rand stands right now, right? Is he going more evil? Is he going more good? Like what does he really want? And when he talks to Morin and he's like, listen,
So good.
thank you. Thank you. And this is truly, you're the only one that actually wants what I want.
Yeah.
That was a really powerful scene because then you got to kind of see like, what is his true intention with what he has right now?
Did you see her deny him? She's like, well, she took away the gift that he was giving her emotionally. And she's like, no, I just had my knife to your throat type thing.
I think she was just being brutally honest. Like, you may see it this way, but just know, like, I've always had the intention to kill you if it went another way. And
Yes,
then
but you could see on her face that was not true.
that she wouldn't kill him.
No, that she did develop the same kind of bond that he's feeling too.
Oh, yeah.
She was trying to shut down that emotional side of hers, what I'm saying. And I think the reason she's doing that is to keep herself prepared for the chance that she may still need to take his life.
I think we're forgetting a core detail, though. When she goes through the rings, and she goes through all the different possible futures that she could live, every time she like declares for Rand and gets close to him, she dies. Or Rand dies. So she knows, she even says it to Lan in the previous episode, she's like, I can't get close to him because one of us will die. So I think that's also in the back of her mind. Because a lot of what's haunting her through the walk there is that she's going to die today. Like, she knows that. She has a very good feeling about it.
She says it too. This is familiar.
Yeah. I don't know.
I think it's going to happen today. It's definitely happening today.
Moiraine, more specifically Rosalind Pike as Moiraine Sedai, is such a huge piece of what Amazon Prime has built. I mean, even the audiobooks are redone with her narrating them, right? Like, she is such a pivotal part and such a draw for the audience. I think they're not going to just kill her off right away. Like, not like the way we were going to think. I thought she was dead. I thought she was done. I thought it was going to be this beautiful Moraine and Suan not dying together, but dying together, right? And their souls go to time together. But instead, as everyone knows from watching the episode, Suan definitely dies. But that's actually the thing that allows Moraine to have like that last bit of rage, actually overpower Lanfear long enough to slit her throat and have her run away.
Yes, but we don't see her die.
But she can't die. She's immortal. She'll heal.
But that special sword, it hurt her.
It did, and she could not heal her leg because it was Lan's sword, and Lan's sword is one of those.
The magical one.
Yeah, it's got the herring.
Yes.
So yeah, she's gonna heal. Lanfear will heal, but I don't know.
That's why they went to get the weapon so that they could hurt them.
Well, that's where they're going next. Is Satyr to get the magical sword. It starts with a C. I can't think words hard today. What's going on? My mind keeps going blank. But yeah, they're gonna go get that next.
But we now know the herring does significant damage.
We do know that there are weapons that exist that can hurt a Forsaken. We do know that. But they're
If
also
you can hurt something, you can kill it.
Yeah, I mean,
And hell, apparently they rewrote the rules with the Bellfire or Hellfire or whatever fire you want to call it.
I think they're rewriting a bit of the way the wheel and the magic and the items are working. Yes. Let us know in the comments below without spoiling the future if we're accurate or not. Even you can say, you guys are off without spoiling it for us. Either way. But I think that, this is going to be an interesting. Ultimately, like we've said a million times, it raises the stakes and makes it more interesting, right?
You know what the shitty thing is, though? You gotta wait another year.
All right, that's the one thing I was saying this morning to myself. I'm like, man, that was a great episode. The only thing I could say that really sucks is there's no more.
Yeah.
Right?
Thank you for doing a good job.
Yeah, the way that the stories, the arcs, the character development, the way you portrayed magic, the way we see the one power versus the true power, like where there's more of like a colorful, bright weave when they're using the one power, but then you see someone like Lanfear use the true power. It's like darkness and evil, and just like the progression of the outfits that even Lanfear was wearing in this episode as she went more and more spiteful and dark. Yeah, like there was just so much good in this season that the only thing I could say is I want more. But let us know what you guys thought of season 3 down in the comments below. Was it everything you were hoping for? Did it did it live up to, not live, man, words. Did it live up to everything inside the books up to now? What would you like to see more of? I know for me, it's more Matt, but let's see what you guys would think as well. Appreciate you guys tuning in and getting all the way to the end of this video. I know this one is a bit longer than our normal videos, but it was a finale and it had tons of great stuff to chat about. And we really love Wheel of Time, so we probably talked a bit more than we normally do. But cannot wait for another season. Cannot wait to see where this goes. Definitely going to be reading up to this current book in the off season just to kind of catch myself up on the things that we did not get to see inside of the series. But with all that being said, if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and do so. If you really love this video, you can go ahead and hit that like button. It greatly helps out the algorithm for us. And if you share it with a friend, it's a huge bonus for us as well. But without anything else, we're really excited that you guys are here. Really excited you've been on this journey with us. We are loving doing this. Over 30,000 subscribers from all over the world tuning in, chatting with us. It's been a lot of fun. But without further ado, it is time to move on to the next video. So my name is Chris.
I'm Liam.
And if you really enjoyed this, we did an entire review of the entire season. The playlist is right here. You can check it out, as well as some other awesome sci-fi and fantasy-based shows that we really enjoyed, and so did you guys. So you can check out those reviews right here as well. And then YouTube says the thing above my head is something you'd really enjoy, so you can check out that one. But without anything else, make sure you're subscribed because we drop multiple videos a week. Hit the notification bell. That way YouTube actually shows you them. If you want early access, behind the scenes, cool stuff like that, Patreon links down in the description. We'll see you guys on that next video. Peace.
Find the strength hiding in each battle scar. You're not who you were, you've already come far.